Hello, beautiful yogis. Welcome to another Power Hour online, freeyoga.tv. Thank you for joining us today. My name's Diane Kazer, and I will be your guide for today. The beauty of this is that you can do this anytime, anywhere, and with anyone that you would like. So today's style is a fusion class that is customarily taught at many boutique yoga studios around the United States. And this is typically done in a heated room, but can be done anywhere. Just make sure that you use your breath to fuel the heat internally and move as you wish. You can pause anytime since this is recorded and take water breaks as necessary. Just be sure to be kind to your body. And with that, we get started standing. And as I cue some of the things through class today, your invitation is always to make this about you and to create a few words. Typically, I like to create one word before class to set an intention so that you can carry that one word throughout class and throughout your practice. And just focus on one word, using your breath to remind you of that one focus that you have set for your class and for your hour. So with that, let's begin standing for our class today. And as you begin to rise, just find the little moments of tension that you might have in your body. And the word that I'd like to practice and play with today is soften. So much around us right now is rooted in fear, and there's so much chaos in the world right now. Where can we find an area of softening, of peace? So with that, root down firmly in all four corners of your feet and begin to close your eyes and go inside. Bring your hands into heart center and connect to your breath. Deep breathing in through the nose and then exhaling out of the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Expand your rib cage using your diaphragm. And then exhale, let go of any stale air or areas of tightness in the body where you might find hard. Only soften today. When you're breathing in, imagine and invite all areas of peace, love, and softness. Where can you let go on the exhale? Oftentimes we're standing and we're flexing and holding tight areas of our glutes, our thighs, our shoulders. Just begin to roll them. And only when you feel as though you have completely softened into your body, close your mouth and begin to breathe inside. So deep counts of 6. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale out of your mouth. Or if you've found peace, keep your mouth closed. Slightly tuck your chin into your chest and find an intention for your class today. If that is soften, I invite you to continue to soften. Acceptance, gratitude, love, any one of those words will do. And then when you are ready, slowly flicker your eyes open. And then allow your arms just to relax down to your side, palms facing forward. Inhale your arms up to the sky and slightly gaze up. Relax your shoulders down. Tuck your pelvis down as well, just to allow your core to engage and to lock. Continuing to use your Uddiyana breath. Inhaling deep belly breaths, expanding your belly, and then exhale it out. Wiggle your toes, make sure you're not gripping the earth. Inhale, reach your arms up, elongate, And then exhale, slowly move into a baby back bend, Anuvitasana. Gaze up to the sky. This is your first back bend, so just make it gentle. Soften into this pose. Invite your hips forward. Gaze back just a little bit more. Goal post your arms. Wiggle your toes. And release. Inhale back up to Sun A. Gaze forward. And then exhale, slowly begin to fold forward with your hands at heart center, a flat back and a strong core. With grace, relax your hands down to your mat or at your shins, wherever your hands can reach, and slowly begin to pedal your legs side to side. Lift your heels, gaze down, and just relax your head. So many of us want to keep our head flexed and bent. Just let it go, soften into this pose, and invite space in between all of your joints. Find particularly the space opening here in behind the shoulders and your lats. Take a deep inhale and return back to center. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale into a halfway lift. Tuck your chin just slightly and your fingers can place on the mat or onto your shins. Just make sure that your back is flat and you're at a 90-degree angle. Inhale here. And then exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Come onto your tippy toes and squats and curl. Bring your forehead to your knees. Tuck your chin into your chest and suck your belly button into the base of your spine. One more inhale. And then exhale, release your heels down to your mat. Engage your core. And then flowing through another Sun A. Inhale your arms up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Feeling the sensations of your spine opening up. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, baby back bend. Find a little bit more length here. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And then exhale, hands come through heart center, fold forward. Hands come down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back, flowing a little bit faster than last time. And then exhale, come high into your tippy toes and curl into a tiny little ball. Inhale. And then exhale, drop your heels down, flowing one more time with a little bit more speed and moving with your breath. So use the inhale to fuel the breath all the way up to mountain pose. Inhale. And then exhale, open up and shine your heart with a gentle smile. Inhale back up to Tadasana. And then this time exhale with your arms out to the side. Fold forward, leading with your heart. Soften down into a forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Tuck your chin slightly. Engage your core. And then exhale, last time, squat and curl. Bring your forehead into your knees. Squeeze, squeeze tight. Suck your belly in. Inhale. And then exhale, release your heels down. Find more space. See if you can wiggle your heels a little bit more this time. And see where your hands fall. They likely fall a little bit farther down. Exhale all of your air out. Engage your core and then inhale. Arms come up to the sky for Tadasana. Gaze up, inhale. And then interlace all of your fingers, releasing your index this time. Work to squeeze your head with your biceps and just relax your shoulders down. So biceps are engaged, shoulders are relaxed. Inhale up and slight back bend, and then begin to shift side to side. Opening up your side body on your right and on your left. Just go at your own pace here. And move with your breath, most importantly. You can move forward and back, side to side. Take a couple forward bends and back bends. Whatever feels organic to you, just to get the body moving. I love doing this every 30 minutes when I'm sitting down all day in front of my computer. So can you. And then when you're done, return back to center. Inhale your arms up as high as you can. Elongate. Find space in between each one of your vertebrae. Wiggle your toes, slight back bend. Inhale taller. And then exhale, come up and over to the right. Opening your left side body. Elongating from your hip all the way to your fingertips. Wiggle your toes. The balance is on your heels. Inhale up, elongate. And then exhale, bend a little bit farther to the left. Use your left hip to open up the pose. Continue to reach your left hip and push it out to the side. And reach to the right and back with your fingertips. Inhale one more time. Exhale, find a little bit more space and dip. And release on an inhale, come back to center. Now switch your grip, interlace all of your fingers and release your index finger one more time. Inhale tall as high as you can, and then exhale, begin to hinge over to the left. Now first, the object of this pose is to elongate first and find space so that we avoid crunching into our side body. Find all the intercostal muscles opening up here. Your side body is opening and your armpits are square to the front of the room. Inhale, grow tall and elongate right side body. Exhale, find a little bit more space. Continue to use your right hip to bend into this pose. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. What can you soften into right now for 3, 2. Inhale, rise all the way back up for 1. Beautiful job, everybody. Now this time we're going to go into a back bend, and this is a very intense back bend, so be gentle with yourself and soften. Inhale as tall as you can, soften, let go of everything. And then if you have lower back problems, you can always lower your hands to the tops of your glutes with your fingers facing down. Or if you're okay and you feel pretty stable in your lower back, you can just stay here. Either way works. Inhale as tall as you can, squeeze your head with your biceps and begin to slowly back bend on an exhale. Inhale, find more space and length. Exhale, begin to bend backwards. If you're doing this with your hands and your glutes, it looks like this. Continue to keep your chin slightly tucked. Don't let your head go too far back. Continue to reach to the back of the room. One more time. Inhale, squeeze your elbows in. Exhale, soften and elongate a little bit more. And release. Inhale the same way that you came back. And slowly begin to bend forward. Inhale first. And engaging your core with a flat back. Lead with your heart. Slowly with grace begin to fold forward. Fingertips come down last. And then when they do, just pedal out your legs side to side again. Find some more space. If you'd like to squat and curl and move side to side to open up your lower back and your hips. Whatever feels good to you. When you are ready from your squat, bring your fingertips facing forward and place them gently underneath your heels with your pinky fingers coming to touch. And working toward your elbows coming into your calves, slowly begin on an exhale to reach your hips up to the sky. And letting your forehead fall where it may. But your goal is to bring your forehead into your shins and reach your hips up and long. Continue to reach your forehead down to the mat and into your shins to find space. Straighten your legs. Inhale, find more space. Exhale, soften and reach your forehead a little bit closer into your knees. If you need to keep your knees bent here, that's fine. It took me a long time to get to this pose. Hold it here for 3. A little bit more space in 2. And release on 1. Bring your hands out in front of you the same way that you came down. Reverse back out of it. Interlace your fingers, release your index. And slowly with the strong core and a flat back on an inhale, Rise all the way back up to standing. Take a huge inhale. And then begin to exhale your arms down to your side. I don't know about you guys, but that pose always makes me smile. Roll your shoulders up and back. We tend to have a lot of tension here. And then walk your feet out gently so that your feet are about hip-width distance apart. Inhale your arms up, come up to your shoulders so that there is one line from your shoulders to your wrist. And I like to play with this here. Spread your fingers wide to starfish, and this is how our chaturanga yogi push-ups should look. Or you can place them just together and squeeze. Take a deep inhale and grow tall, and then exhale, begin to sit your hips back. So wiggle your toes here. Make sure that you're not gripping the earth with your toes. Reach forward with your arms, and then exhale, sit back. Suck your belly in to make more room, and then inhale, find a slight up dog in this pose. This is chair pose, Utkatasana. It's always fun to find a nice little grimace, a smile in areas of tension in our life. How can we apply yoga in times of stress? Hold here for 3, 2, slowly on an inhale, rise all the way back up. And keep your arms where they're at. Rotate your pelvis, make sure it's rotated down. Inhale your toes all the way up. Come up high onto your tippy toes, onto the pads of your feet. And once you have your balance here and you're as high as you can, slowly begin to hinge down and sit back. Stay high onto your tippy toes. Your back is flat. Continue to look forward. Your drishti is forward. Reach your heels up high and only come down until your hips are about knees distance. And then when you're down here, you can bounce just a little bit and hold for 3, 2, rise up in 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, and heels come down on 1. Keep your arms where they're at. Inhale, come up onto your tippy toes about halfway, and then exhale, squeeze your inner thighs together. Take a deep inhale here, and then exhale on a count of 5, slowly lower down. 4, 3, 2, and when you get to 1, hold at the bottom. Hold it here and squeeze your inner thighs for balance. Continue to breathe. Relax your shoulders. Where can you soften? Hold for 3, 2, rise all the way back up in 1, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach your arms down beside you. Toe heel your feet to touch. Close your eyes and bring your hands to heart center. A slight warm up gets your heart pumping. This might be the first time you've felt your heart flowing this quickly all week, all day, all year. Just take a deep breath in through your nose. Remind yourself of your intention. And then exhale, let it go. Good. Now open up your eyes. Always an option to take a water break whenever you need it. Palms face forward. Now we're moving into balancing series. Inhale, your arms come up to the sky. And then exhale, moving into Eagle, Garudasana. Right arm comes up and underneath the left, crossing over again at the wrists, and looking to bring your hands to touch. And if you can't, just give yourself a big hug. That works too. So layer 2, if you can get here, sit low into a chair pose. Bring your elbows down and your right leg cups up and over the left. Layer 1 is just to kickstand your foot. Layer 2 is to bring your toes behind your calf. And then layer 3 is to wrap your toes all the way around your ankle. Sit deep in this pose and squeeze your inner thighs. Bring your knees over to the right, and inhale your arms up. Exhale, sink them a little bit deeper and squeeze. Hold for 3, 2, and release on 1. Keep your right leg where it's at. Straighten your left leg. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale, begin to kick the right leg back. Keep your toes flexing down, and once you're down into your eagle, hold it here with your arms. Inhale, and then bring your hands to heart center on an exhale. Interlace your fingers and begin to move into standing stick. Now this is my bad side, so I'll show you how to do this if you're moving into this first time. Release your arms out in front of you and inhale. Begin to point your right toes. Your left leg is standing firmly and strong. Gaze to the top of your mat. Hold here for 3. Should look like a T from the side. 2 and 1. Inhale, stand all the way back up. Place your right foot down. Inhale, gaze up. And then exhale, swing your left arm underneath your right. So we're moving to the other side this time. Whichever bind that you took on your arms, please do so on this side as well. So if you wrapped your hands, inhale your arms to the sky, and then exhale, sit deep into your chair. Wiggle your toes, make sure you're rooted firmly down with your right foot, and inhale, your left leg comes up and over the right. And then if you just kickstand here, just stay here. If you moved on to the next asana pose, wrap your toes behind your calves or all the way around for the full bind. Inhale your arms up. I'm demonstrating layer 1. And then exhale, sit just a little bit deeper. Squeeze your inner thighs together. This is great for your sexual organs and your reproductive organs. Inhale, reach your arms up, sit a little bit deeper. And then release your left leg. Don't let it hit the ground. Keep your arms where they're at. Inhale here. And then exhale, kick your left leg back. Keep your left toes flexed down. Gaze to the top of your mat. Find softness here. Rooted down with your right quad. Inhale. And then exhale, release your bind with your arms. Bring your hands to heart center. Deep inhale. Interlace all of your fingers. Release your index. And then exhale, move into standing stick. Reach your arms out long in front of you. Left leg is long. Point your left toes. Gaze to the top of the mat. Hold it here for 3. Reach in 2 different directions for 2. And inhale, rise on 1 all the way back up with grace. And then release your left foot down. Inhale, gaze up. And then exhale, release your arms all the way down. Bring your hands to heart center. Take another breath. Collectively, together, united, we are one. Deep inhale. Exhale it out. Now flicker your eyes open. Option to have water again, especially if this is your first time. Otherwise, let's move on together. So this one, we're going to bring up our right knee. Knee is in alignment with the hip. And just hold this here first. This is layer 1. And this is already challenging enough for some people. Use your left glute and your thighs to root down firmly into the earth with all 4 corners of your feet. Hold this here. And if you'd like to move on to the next layer, then use your hands to feel the movement. Interlace all of your fingers underneath your knee and just stand tall. If you're ready to move on to the next layer, bring your hands underneath your foot and interlace them underneath your foot. And only when your standing leg is strong may you begin to kick forward. That's layer 4. And then for those who would like to challenge themselves, bring your forehead down to the knee. Hold this for 3, 2, and release on 1. Bring your left arm up to the sky, moving into dancer's pose. Right palm comes out. Now this is where a lot of people like to get twisted for some reason. But just bring your right palm out and bend your right leg, bringing your heel to your glute. And just gently place your foot on the inside of your hand. Not twisting again, just bringing it out. The eye of your elbow is out toward your foot. And just place it gently on top of your hand. Keeping your left arm high, take a huge inhale. This is dancer's pose. This is one of the favorite poses of all in yoga. Reach your arm up, left arm reaches high, inhale, and then exhale, begin to kick. Avoid hinging forward until you can't kick anymore. So inhale, reach, exhale, kick. Inhale, reach, exhale, kick until you see the foot on the top of your head and hold it here for 3, 2, and release back down on 1. Slowly lower all the way down. Take a deep breath in, roll your shoulders back. Exhale your air out. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Switching to the other side this time. Left leg comes up high. Knee is in alignment with your hips. Now layer one is just to release your palms down gently to the side. Palms face forward. Engage your right glute, engage your right quad. Let go of your right toes. Flex your left toes toward you. And if you're ready to move on to layer two, try it on the other side. We tend to have one side that's really tight and the other side somewhat more open. Now this is a challenge to hold in and of itself. If you want to stay here, just stay here. If you feel like you want to challenge yourself, if you did on the other side, please try it on this side as well. Interlace your fingers underneath the ball of your left foot and hold this here. Suck your belly in. Only when your leg is strong, begin to kick your left leg out on an exhale. And hold this here. If you'd like to move on to the, like you did on the other side, bring your forehead down to your knee and hold for 3, 2, and release on 1. Bring your left leg down. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Gaze up, find an opening in your front side body. And then exhale, bring your left leg down, palm faces up. This time bring your left heel to your left glute. So we're moving into dancers on the other side. And just gently place your foot onto your left palm. And bring your knees together. Keeping your knees here the entire time, keeping them square. Point your left toes. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. And then exhale, begin to kick. Use your right quad to root firmly into the earth. Inhale, reach. Exhale, kick. And once you can't kick anymore, then you may begin to hinge down. Inhale, reach up high. Kick as high as you can. Kick, kick, kick. And release. Come all the way back down. Inhale, gaze high. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale your arms to the sky. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and step your feet back into a high plank position. Now we've warmed your core up for that entire first 20 minutes of class. And this pose should be a little bit easier than if you just did this without warming up. Hinge forward and back. Shoulders are stacked over the wrist. Just play with this and move with your breath. Suck your belly in, no saggy back. Really suck your belly in and tight core. Hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, down dog in 1. Shoot your hips up to the sky. And then let your hips fuel the movement. Relax your heels down. Pedal your dog out side to side. Find more elongation in your calves here, especially for women who wear heels. This pose feels really good. You could also move your heels over to the left, opening up your right side body. Return back to center. And then open up to the other side. Heels come out to the right, keeping your shoulders where they're at. And then return back to center in a more expanded downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Spread your fingertips wide. Roll your shoulders out and back. Take a deep inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, release. Find more space in your backside body. Inhale, right leg comes high. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. And if you couldn't quite get it there, walk it up with your hands. Exhale all of your air out. Make sure that your feet are hip-width distance apart and not too narrow. And then inhale, open it up into a warrior 2. Reach your arms front to back. sit deep in your front thigh. Wiggle the toes of your right foot, and then use the outside of your back foot to open up the left hip. Square your hips to the side, shoulders stacked directly over the hips, just reaching forward and back with your fingertips. Sit a little bit deeper, hold here for 3. Gaze over your fingertips for 2. And 1, hot triangle. Flip your palms first, and then exhale, reach it down. Right elbow inside of the right thigh to slightly open up your right hip. Reach your left arm up to the sky and just relax your shoulders. Still using the outside of your back foot for balance. Engaging your core. Spin your heart open. You can play with your left arm. You could reach it forward to the front. This opens up your left side body even more. Hold it here for 3, 2, and reverse your warrior on 1. Keep your legs where they're at. Right arm fuels the movement with your palm facing back and down. And you can reach your left arm behind you for a bind, or you can have it gently placed to the outside of your left leg. Whatever you do, stay low in the front leg, opening up right side body. Avoid gripping the earth with your right toes. Hold here for 3, 2, and release back to warrior 2 on 1. Exhale. Hold this here, and we're going to move into a star position. Exhale your air out, and then inhale your arms up to the sky. So you can see this from both sides. I'll come to you guys on the other side, and you can see this from the front. Inhale, hold this here up into star, and then exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale into horse. So from the back, you can see my heels are turned in, and sit as low as possible so that your hips are in alignment with your knees. Turn your heels in as much as you can. Bring your hands to heart center and just bounce. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. 5, 4, sit lower. 2, and 1. Inhale, back up to star. And then exhale, turn your toes in gently. And then begin to slowly fold forward with your arms out to your side. With grace, control, and softness. Fold it forward with the flat back. And then wherever your hands fall, you can gently place them on the outside of your feet, or you can place them behind your heels. Just go with whatever feels organic for now. You can just place them here or on the top of your feet. Reach your flat back long. So many people want to round here, but just reach your back long and flat. Use your core to find the space and engage your quads to straighten out your legs with a slight micro bend in the knees. Continue to reach down so that your forehead comes down to the mat, and hold here for 2 and 1. Slowly begin to release. Bring your hands out to the side. Arms are reaching wide. Inhale, rise all the way back up for 3, 2. Turn your heels in on 1. Inhale your arms up to star. And then exhale, open it up to warrior 2. Hold it here. You should find a little bit more length and strength in this pose. Exhale your air out. And then inhale back up to star. This time interlace your fingers and release your index. Step your foot in so that your feet are about 3 feet apart. Inhale, reach tall, and then exhale, lift your toes and rotate to the side so that you're facing the front of your mat. And then bring your hips square, so you could bring your hands down and square your hips to the front so that your left hip is pointing straight forward. Reach your arms back to where they started. Inhale, gaze up and find some space in your left leg, hip flexors, and core. And then exhale, begin to slowly hinge forward. Keep your legs where they're at with a flat back, using control. And wherever your hands fall, bring them down. The goal here is to tuck your chin into your chest
And that is the seat of our thyroid, the motherboard of our metabolism. And gently bring your forehead to your knee. If it doesn't reach there, you can bend your knee and just tuck your chin into your chest, because that is the object of this pose. Option to release your hands behind your back in reverse namaskar, or in front of you gently. Hold it here for 3, 2. Slowly inhale the same way you came down on 1, all the way back up. Inhale. And then exhale, release your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers and roll your shoulders up and back. Gaze up to the sky. Allow a smile on your heart and your face. Surrender. And then move forward into a standing pose. Right leg is the object here. So eagle-armed airplane. Reach your left leg up. Left toe is pointing down. This is toppling tree, just like eagle-armed airplane. Leg is straight. Hold it here. Once your chest goes beyond your thighs, then begin to hinge forward into a standing splits pose. Left leg is reaching back. Palms come down onto the mat, and keep your left hip square. Suck your belly in, engage your core. Continue to kick that left leg back. Point your toes. Bring your forehead into your shin or your knee. Hold here for 3. Option to wrap your calf with your right leg. Hold it for 2. And 1. Step back into a downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Exhale. Reset. Inhale, come up on high into your tippy toes. Exhale, heels come down. This time moving on to the left. Inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Make sure your feet are hip width distance apart. Find a nice lunge pose here, opening up on the right side body. Bounce just a couple of times. Exhale all of your air out. Engage your core. And then inhale, open it up to a warrior 2. Same thing on this side. Get deep and use the outside of your foot. Really use the outside of your foot for this pose to open up your right hip. And make sure that your knee is not coming to the inside of your ankle bone. If it is, take a step to the left just a little bit and open up the pose. Finding an opening in your left hip, sit a little bit deeper. Inhale. Flip your palms and exhale, hot triangle. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Left arm comes down. Left elbow is opening up your left hip. Just gently using your left elbow to open up your hip as you gaze up. And shine your heart to the side. Square your shoulders, opening it up just a little bit more. Gaze up through your fingertips, still engaging your core and your right quad. Hold here for 3, 2, and reverse your warrior on 1. Stay where you're at with your front leg, and then your left arm reaches up. So just a little bit deeper hold. Breathe. And release. Inhale up into a star pose. Turn your heels in just slightly so that your feet are about 4 feet distance apart. Inhale, gaze up with a smile. And then exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, rise back up to star. And then exhale, sit into horse. This time, close your eyes and go inside. Start to sway side to side, finding some opening in your inner hips, movement in your outer hips and glutes. Keeping your eyes closed. You can open your eyes if you'd like, but this is just a challenge to go inside. Place your palms on the inside of your thigh and just bring your left shoulder down. Twist to the right, gaze to the right, over your right shoulder. And then inhale, return to center. If you need to open your eyes to look at me, that's fine. exhale, drop your right shoulder down and gaze left. Still sit deep in your horse. Now just move with your own breath, side to side. Before you twist, elongate. So inhale back to center, grow long, and then exhale, twist one more time to the left. Return back to center on an inhale. Bring your hands to heart center, hold. Inhale, come up high onto your right toes, onto the pad of your foot. Hold it here and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right heel down, left foot up, and pulse with your eyes closed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your left heel and hold. 5, 4. Where can you soften? 2, 1. Option to keep your eyes closed. Inhale back up to star. And then exhale, begin to fold it forward to Prasarita. Turn your toes in. If you'd like the option of shoulder expansion, reach your arms behind you and interlace your fingers and just lead with your heart until your head is just hanging down, gently relaxed. Turning your toes in more, you always have the option to move into a headstand or an inversion of your choice. You can do frog, your scorpion, whatever. This is your playground in this moment. No one is watching. No one expects perfect except for you. Release your desire to be perfect. Release the tension. Release the places that you hold so tight. And for what? Where right now can you let go? Where can you soften? Progressing into the pose in these last few moments. If you're in an inversion, please slowly begin to land. Continue to reach down. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Bring your hands onto your hip creases. Exhale all of your air out and find a long straight back. Inhale with control and a strong core all the way back up to standing. Inhale your arms up to the sky for star. And then open it up to warrior 2. Find some more length. Reach back with your right arm. Play with the balance. Exhale. And then inhale back up to star. This time just bring your right foot in just a little bit to about 3 feet distance of your feet and interlace your fingers, releasing your index. Inhale and then bring your toes over to the front so that your toes are pointing the front of your mat. And then if you need to on the same side, if you did the same thing on the other side, square your hips. Bring your right hip forward, square it to the front, as well as your shoulders. Everything is trending forward. If you interlace your fingers the easy way on the other side, try it the awkward way this time. Always try different things. Put your pants on with the other leg. Put your purse on the other side. Try things different. Get out of your box. Inhale, gaze up and look back. And then exhale, begin to curl forward. Chin comes to your chest with control and a flat back. Let your hands fall down. And then gently bring your forehead onto your knee. Chin comes into your chest for thyroid stimulation. Now you start to tuck your belly in, suck it in small, shallow breaths. Continue to reach. Forehead comes down to the knee. Whatever bind you did on the other side. If it was reverse namaskar or your arms out in front of you interlaced, please do so on this side. Hold here for 3, 2, release on 1. Interlace your fingers the same way that you came down and use your arms and your core to guide you. Inhale for 3. Rise all the way back up. 2. And on 1, release your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders up and back. Soften. Inhale and gaze up. And then exhale, begin to hinge forward for toppling tree. The balance comes onto the left leg. Right leg comes up, toes pointing down. Begin to collapse down forward gently. When your shoulders go beyond your waist, begin to relax your hands down to the mat and move into standing splits. Inhale all of your air out and then kick back with your right leg as much as you can. This is an option if you have a wall or if you want to move into a handstand. This is your time. Use your left arm if you'd like to try that to fuel the splits. Continue to reach your right toes up. Use your left bicep. Balance here for 3, 2, down dog, and 1. Step your right foot back. And then gently step your left foot back and relax into this pose. Breathe. Deep breath in. Exhale. Now we're going to flow one more time through Sun A, and then we go down for our floor series. Moving with your own breath. Inhale, your right leg comes high. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Inhale up to warrior 2. Exhale, hot triangle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, windmill your arms down and flow through your own vinyasa or down dog. Option for Ekapada, which is keeping the right leg up. Upward facing dog, inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Last time on your own, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale up for 2. Exhale, hot triangle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill your arms down. Last vinyasa, option for Ekapada. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, tuck your toes and your hips come high for Adho Mukha. Reset. Where can you soften in this pose? Your heart is likely beating pretty hard from all the movement here. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, slowly begin to hinge forward into a high plank pose. Hold this here for a count of 10. And you can hinge forward and back if you want to distract yourself from the pose. It makes it seem as though you're not doing much work. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down to your knees for just a moment. This is normally where I cue water in my classes, so it's totally an option if you guys would like to have some water. Otherwise, move on with me onto side plank. So come onto your left forearm. A little bit of a calm core series here. Push your toes toward you and inhale your left arm up to, or your right arm up to the sky. It would be hard to inhale your left arm because it's actually holding you. I would encourage you to try that. That would be kind of funny. But this is your playground. We're not perfect. I might cue you sometimes to move your right toe, and I really mean your right knee. But you know what I mean. Now for the last 10 seconds here, bring your right toe to the front and just touch it. And then bring your right foot to the back and touch it. So bring it front to back. Gaze high. Find your balance. Find your core. Keep your hips high for 3, 2, and 1. Come down onto your belly. We're moving into some Supermans here. So core is not just your belly. It's everything that's this corset in this entire region here, which includes your back and your spine as well. So reach your arms forward and reach your toes as far as they can. And inhale everything up to a Superman. Inhale here. And then exhale, your arms come back. Keep your legs where they're at. Inhale up. Exhale back. We'll do 10 of these. 8 more. It's like you're swimming. I'm sweating. I hope you guys are. And this is not even heated. 5 more, you guys. 5 more. Shh. 4. 3. Get up high. Get up high. Hips are the only thing that are touching your mat. And 1. Good. Land down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Good. Now this time, moving onto your right forearm into side plank. So set your feet up, flex your toes toward you, and bring your hips up to the sky. Reach your right arm. I'm just kidding. I did that on purpose this time. Reach your left arm up to the sky. And square your hips. So a lot of people tend to open up their hips here. Just keep them square. So your right hip is pointing down, your left hip is pointing up. Flex your toes toward you to the midline of your body and get your hips as high as you can. Hold this here. Now we're going to do the same thing for the last 10 seconds. Inhale, reach your left foot forward and back. Just tap, tap. Keep gazing up. Keep your hips up high. 5, 3, and done. Good. Now press yourself back into a child's pose. Bring your knees out wide. Big toes come to touch. And reach your arms out as long as you can in front of you. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Exhale. I like to find some fun in breathing. So take a deep inhale through your nose. And then exhale. Just like when you were a little kid and it didn't really matter. No one was looking at you like you're crazy. Exhale. If anything, you're just a cute little baby and you don't know any better. Let's do it one more time. Exhale. I do that while I'm driving all the time to release some stress. Deep inhale here. And then exhale. Slowly begin to hinge forward. We're going to move into Cobra. We only have a last few series of class. A few more asanas. So this time, just bring your arms out in front of you. We'll start with Sphinx. Forearms are down. Spread your fingertips wide. And this is just like Chatta hands. So spread your fingertips as wide as you can. Point your toes. Tops of the feet are on the mat. And inhale, gaze up. Bring your chest forward. Continue to inhale and find the length in your spine. Find the elongation in your front side body. Look up a little bit more. And then exhale, bring your chest down, and then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Roll forward if you need to just a little bit, and bring your elbows in like grasshopper wings. Toes come to touch, big toes are touching. Release your quads from the mat. Exhale all of your air out, and then inhale, begin to peel your chest up and off of the mat. Gaze up, keep your feet where they're at. Continue to gaze up. Now if you'd like to check your balance, release your hands. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Left ear comes down. Release your hands down by your side. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And then exhale, let it go for belly Shavasana. Palms are facing up. Oh, how I wish I could come walk around and massage each and every one of you right now who are watching our class. This is my favorite part, to give love and reward you for all of the hard work that you've been doing. Just close your eyes and go inside. Really soften your facial muscles, your entire body. And then release. Open up your eyes. Gaze forward. Bring your heels to your glutes. And reach your hands to the outside, moving into floor bow. So try to keep your knees about hip-width distance apart. A lot of people want to bring them out like this, like a frog. But just keep them nice and tight inside, just like you were standing. Roll your shoulders up and back. Find some space before you even begin to kick up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale all of your air out. And then on an inhale, look up and kick up. And you can point your toes like I am, or you can flex your toes. Whatever feels good to you, just kick. Keep your knees in, look up and kick. You're only balancing on your belly. You're gazing up, you're reaching your heels to your head. Hold it here for 3. Kick up 2 and 1. Release. Right ear comes down to the mat. Palms face up. And just let that go. You can shimmy your legs side to side like a windshield wiper. That feels really good on your hip flexors and your IT band, especially if you're a runner or an athlete. Many areas of tightness here. Just let it go. Close your eyes. Like you're moving into a cobra. And then begin to push yourself up. We're going to move into fixed firm pose. So bring your knees forward and sit your glutes down onto your heels. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Interlace your fingers and just release your index and slowly begin to hinge forward, using control with your core, squeezing your head with your biceps and continuing to reach your glutes back down onto your heels. Ideally, your head is the last thing to touch, and then reach your arms out in front of you long. Continue to gaze down. Your gaze also might be at the top of your knees. The purpose of this pose is to find some space underneath the shoulders and the back of the shoulders, down the lats all the way down to your waist. Hold it here for 3. Reach longer in 2 and 1. Slowly begin to rise back up using core strength the same way you came down for 3, 2, and 1. Now for the pinnacle pose before we begin surrender. Moving into Camel, Restorative. So come standing on your knees so that they're about hip width distance apart. And slowly press your hips forward. Find some space and release the tension in your lower back. You can move all the way through Camel here, keeping your hands on your glutes the entire time. Or when you finally begin to bend back and feel comfortable, you can reach your hands down to your heels. So slowly begin to hinge back. Inhale, grow tall first, and then exhale, bring your hips forward. Find space in the lower back. Look up and find the gaze all the way to the back of the room. And then when you feel like you can't bend back anymore, if you want to try to play with it, grab onto your heels and continue to reach your hips forward. Continue to breathe here. Don't hold your breath. Avoid holding it for release of stress. Breathe. 3, 2, and then 1. Bring your hands back to your glutes the same way that you came down. Inhale. And then exhale. Close your eyes. Sit back and feel your heartbeat. Bring one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Bringing everything back into unison. Mind, body, spirit. This is where you're reminded that the physical body is the spirit body. It is all one. Just like you and I and everyone in this room, we are all one. There is no separation. Find love, compassion, connection inside of yourself and around you. And soften. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And then exhale, open your eyes. Bring your legs out to one side and sit back on your glutes. Reach your legs out long in front of you. And then if you also can shift your hips front to back, move away some of the padding so you're sitting right on your sits bones. Reach your legs as long as possible. Heart and chest reaches forward, shoulders up and back, and flex your toes toward you. Inhale your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, slowly begin folding forward. reaching first with your heart, and then with the flat back, wherever your hands land is where the stretch starts. Reach your spine long, and then reach your forehead down wherever it falls. This is true surrender. Surrendering is not to be mistaken for weakness. Surrendering is not to lose. It is not an evil, not a good or bad guy. It just is finding the vulnerability in this pose, which is completely opposite of weakness. Hold forward just a little bit more, using your inhales to grow long and finding space between your vertebrae. One more exhale, go just a little bit deeper. Find the space in your hamstrings and your lower back. And release. Slowly rise all the way back up on an inhale. And then close your eyes. Lower all the way back. Landing into happy baby. Just come up to the sky. Onto the inside or the play. This is where you get to have the giggly face or the same breathing. You're by yourself in your room practicing this, or in a room full of people. Find humility here. No one really cares if you're being silly. I think they're just jealous because they can't find their silly. Find your happy silly baby here. And if you'd like to straighten your legs, find some more space. Move side to side with control. And with a mandatory slight smile on your face. And then give yourself a huge hug. Take an inhale here. And then release your left leg gently down onto your mat. Keeping your fingers interlaced underneath your right knee. Hug your knee in. Hug your right knee all the way into your armpit, avoiding your rib cage. Reaching your left leg long. Shoulders down and relax. Find a stretch here and in your neck. And then exhale. Use your left hand to bring your right leg up and over your body for a spinal twist. The goal is to bring your right leg as far down as you can. Keep both shoulders on the mat and then reach your right arm out, palm faces down. Close your eyes. This is my favorite adjustment to give to people. So in light of that, pretend like I'm placing one hand on the outside of your hand to move the knee outside even more. And then keeping your right shoulder down, finding space in your right body. Straighten the right leg and use your hand to move your right glute just a little bit more to the side. Continue to gaze to the right. Find a twist in your neck. Hold here for 2. Release on 1. And then reset with the hug. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead in. And then this time, gently release your right leg all the way down. Interlace your fingers underneath your left knee this time, keeping both shoulders on the mat and down and away from your ears. Hug your left knee into your left armpit. Finding some opening in your left hip. Reach your right leg long. And then exhale, bring your left knee over and across your body. Bringing your left arm out to a T. Palms face up if you have energy to offer. Palms face down if you need to conserve. Either is okay. Just be completely truthful. yourself one more huge last hug. This is your opportunity. If there's some poses that you still would like to do, such as to move into plow, reaching your feet behind you. You can move into plow here. You can move into dead bugs, death man's pose. Bring your knees into your ears. Or you can move into a shoulder stand. Whatever you need right now, this is your class. And this is your surrender. This is your last asana before your final pose. If you are inverted or reversed, please gently land all the way down. And give yourself one last hug. And not just a physical hug, but like an emotional and a spiritual hug, a cleansing hug, a rewarding hug. You're not just hugging yourself here, you're hugging the planet and everyone around you. Bring your forehead to your knee. Curl yourself into a tiny little ball. Take a deep inhale and hold your breath for 10 seconds. Five, 2, and 1. Land slowly, softly, gently into Shavasana. Allow a smile, a gentle smile, an organic smile on your face without force. Really feel the smile. And allow that smile to permeate each cell in your body, to cleanse your entire being, awakening to happiness, honoring each day the choice that we have to choose happy. Imagine your life awakening to softness, this very being in this very moment. Quiet the mind and awaken the heart. Where can you take this moment and this feeling, this light of being that you are now? Think of one thing that you can implant this yoga into your life now where you need it most. Where can you take this yoga where it doesn't only exist physically on your mat, and it permeates in through your entire life, interwoven like string, into each stressful moment that you encounter. When you leave this room today and you open your eyes, where can you take this yoga? Where can you take this breath? It is your tool in your arsenal that is here for you every second of every day. Take a few more moments to breathe on your own. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You always have the option of staying in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. You can bypass all of my cues and remain in this pose. I like Shavasana, marinating in Shavasana for at least 15 minutes after every practice. So feel free to stay and remain. There's no need to rush. This is your time. This is what you have worked so hard for, to surrender into this moment. And for those of you who are ready to move on with their practice, move on with their day, please come into a seated position facing the front of the room, into a lotus pose. Closing your eyes, rooting down firmly into the earth, the base of your spine. Feeling the softness, feeling the stillness and the stability of the earth beneath you. Just relax into this moment. The earth is always there. Mother Earth is there to welcome you, to hold you. And you are the only thing that makes it shaky. So how can you soften and still find the peace? Roll your shoulders up and back. And bring your palms facing up onto your thighs. Slightly tuck your chin. And bring your hands to heart center, sealing out our practice and connecting the room one last time. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale it out. Connecting those all around us throughout the entire universe who have come to join us today. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out. Honoring the universe that exists in each and every one of you. Thank you for sharing your practice with us today. Thank yourself for the beautiful moments that you brought yourself onto your mat. It is always the hardest just to get onto your mat, to find this yoga, to find this peace. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you that is of love, light, truth, and peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste, yogis. Thanks you guys for coming to our beautiful yoga class today, and thank you for those of us who've joined from all around the world and who might be sharing this with their families in their living room. Anyone can do this, anywhere, anytime, and you can do this with your family. There's no age limit. We have happy baby poses, so even your youngest can join us. And we thank you for sharing this throughout the world. Our mission is to bring yoga to everywhere, to everyone, so that yoga always exists here, in you and in me. Thank you so much. And for those of you at home who have enjoyed our practice today and always, since we have so many different amazing videos from yogis all around the world who are coming here to bring this yoga to you, it is generously appreciated if you we accept donations. So if you'd like to offer a donation to us, there's a button to click just below, and you can donate anytime. Suggested donation is $8. Whatever you can offer, even if it's just a nickel, it just shows that you appreciate what we're bringing to you, and it keeps the infinite energy of give and take moving. So thank you so much to whatever you can bring. And this is brought to you by your generous donations. So thank you so much for all of your offerings so far, and keep the yoga moving. Namaste.